A very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV this Saturday morning. I am Ashwarya Kapoor with you. All the big stories from India and across the world coming up ahead, including all the updates on coronavirus pandemic. Here are the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi calls for coordinated centre states efforts. Interacting with chief ministers in a video conference, says next 3 to 4 weeks crucial. Social distancing key to contain the spread of deadly COVID-19. Thanks Prime Ministers of Maldives, Nepal and Bhutan for their contributions to SAARC Emergency Fund. All passenger trains cancelled from today midnight to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Delhi metro services to be closed. Go Air suspends all flights. Prime Minister Modi expresses gratitude for widespread support to Sunday's 14-hour Janta curfew. Calls for joint efforts to tackle coronavirus challenge. Centre fixes prices for masks and sanitizers. Finance Minister says will announce financial package for corona-hit sectors soon. On-board catering services in May. Express trains shut from 22nd of March. All passengers arriving from Australia, Britain and US to be tested. States step up fight against coronavirus. All malls in Uttar Pradesh shut. Lucknow, Noida and Kanpur to be sanitized. In Maharashtra, all non-essential services in Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur shut till 31st of March. Delhi government orders all malls to be closed. Exemption for grocery and pharmaceutical stores. And global coronavirus toll surges past 11,000. Fatalities in Italy crossed 4,000 with 627 deaths on Friday. 78 more die in France. UK announces nationwide lockdown. US suspends visa services worldwide. WHO warns youth and young people not immune from coronavirus. The cases of COVID-19 have risen to 258 in India after 63 fresh cases were reported in a day, as per the Health Ministry. Now, this includes 32 foreign nationals, including 17 from Italy, 3 from the Philippines, 2 from the UK, 1 each belonging to Canada, Indonesia and Singapore. The country has reported 4 deaths from Delhi, Karnataka, Punjab and Maharashtra. The spike in the number of positive coronavirus cases has prompted the states and union territories to reinforce efforts to contain the spread of the virus. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said that all workplaces in major cities, including the country's commercial hub Mumbai and Pune, will remain closed till 31st of March. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced shutting down of all malls in the national capital, but exempted grocery stores and pharmacies from downing shutters. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has also ordered all malls to be shut with immediate effect and also directed officials to sanitize Lucknow, Noida and Kanpur cities. In Jammu, authorities ordered the suspension of all modes of public transport, including buses and minibuses, with immediate effect till further orders. Rajasthan has also reported 17 cases, including 2 foreigners. In Rajasthan, prohibitory orders under Section 144 of the CRPC were also imposed in Bhilwara district from Friday after a doctor at a private hospital tested positive for coronavirus. Uttarakhand and Sikkim governments have banned the entry of domestic and foreign tourists into the state till further orders to contain the spread of the virus. And the Union Public Service Commission, or the UPSC, has also deferred the personality test of the candidates of Civil Services Examination 2019. New dates for the interviews will be informed to the candidates in due course. And earlier on Friday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi deliberated on the ways to check the spread of coronavirus with the chief ministers of various states in a video conference. At the meeting, the Prime Minister urged chief ministers to ensure effective implementation of social distancing, saying it is the most important measure to contain the spread of the coronavirus. He said the threat of the pandemic is common for all states as the country is in a critical phase of tackling the spread of the virus. He also urged the chief ministers to ensure prevention of black marketing and undue price rise. Chief ministers of various states requested for augmentation of testing facilities, greater support for vulnerable sections, advancement of financial disbursement for 2020-21 to the states, and the need for roping in private laboratories and hospitals in larger numbers. Meanwhile, after last week's decision not to bring masks and hand sanitizers under the Essential Commodities Act of 1955, the government on Friday fixed the prices of these items. In a tweet, Union Minister Ramvilas Paswan explained the prices of two-ply surgical masks, saying that the prices of 2-ply and 3-ply surgical masks will remain the same as it was on 12th of February, and the retail prices of 3-ply masks will be at 8 rupees per mask and not exceed 10 rupees. The retail price of a 200 ml bottle of hand sanitizer has been fixed to not exceed 100 rupees. Other sizes of the bottle will also be priced in the same proportion. Now, these prices will be applicable throughout the country till June 30th this year. And the Finance Ministry will hold an internal meeting today to form up an action plan to deal with COVID-19 crisis. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met with ministers and officials of Civil Aviation, Animal Husbandry, Tourism and MSME ministries yesterday to take stock of the situation following the coronavirus outbreak.
Task force is not yet constituted, but as it is the ministry, because keeping in mind the sense of urgency with which we have to do this, we are holding the meetings. Of course, the task force, when it is constituted, will also get the benefit of these meetings. 4-5 sectors had contacted us even by day before yesterday, and in the process, we also thought it was better that the work of the task force can be done by the ministry to start with. Not that we were aware of the Prime Minister's announcement, but we started having this meeting. Then the task force has come up. Now the work that we are doing will go into the task force's assignment also.
Meanwhile, in related news, the government has also decided to screen all passengers coming from the US, Australia and UK at 30 designated airports to assess their risk profile for either quarantine or isolation. Passengers arriving from 12 nations including China, South Korea, Japan, Italy, Iran, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Nepal and Indonesia are already being screened. And HRD Ministry, that is the Human Resource Development Ministry, has advised the states to provide midday meals for food security allowance to students till the schools are closed due to the novel coronavirus outbreak. The centre has also requested the states to enforce work from home for private sector employees, except for those working in emergency and essential services. Meanwhile, Army Chief General Narvane reviewed the force's preparations to contain COVID-19 with senior functionaries at the Army headquarters. In an advisory, the Indian Army said that 35% of officers and 50% of junior commissioned officers in the Delhi headquarters will take turns in working from home for a week from 23rd of March. The second group of officers and JCOs will proceed on home quarantine on 30th of March. The Army has postponed all of its conferences, seminars and annual and periodic examinations till 15th of April. And the government informed the members of Rajya Sabha on Friday that India has the capacity to manufacture 1.5 crore masks in a day. Replying to the queries of the members of the upper house during question hour, MOS Chemicals and Fertilizers, Mansukh Lal Mandavia said that there was no shortage of gloves, sanitizers or medicines in our country. He also said that the government has ensured compulsory quarantine for crew coming from India to the ports from sea routes, while people coming from Nepal and Bangladesh are also being scanned daily.
cases which occur with the
पहले से ही इनिशिएटिव लिया है और कल सारे राष्ट्र को संबोधित भी किया है। उसको देखते हुए हमने माई सेल्फ वन मेंबर ऑफ ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स, मैं भी एक ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर एक मेंबर के रूप में कोरोना वायरस के लिए देश में क्या क्या स्ट्रेटेजी बन रही है या तो कार्य योजना बन रही है उसके पर हम काम कर रहे हैं। सब पहले से ये 3 रास्ता है जो देश में ये वायरस विदेश से आ जाए, एक एयर रूट, एक सी रूट, तीसरा भूटान बांग्लादेश और हमारे नेपाल जैसे देश की बॉर्डर हमारी है। सभी जगह पे सब कड़े इनिशिएटिव लिए जा रहे हैं। सभी देश में इफेक्टेड कंट्री से कोई भी मरीज देश में आते हैं या तो कोई भी ट्रैवलर आते हैं उसको 14 डेज के लिए क्वारंटाइन कंपलसरी कर दिया है। वैसे ही सी रूट से मैं सर लुकिंग शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री ऑल्सो सर, शिपिंग मिनिस्ट्री के माध्यम से हमने सारे पोर्ट पर इनिशिएटिव लिया है। कोई भी क्रू आए उसको क्वारंटाइन कंपलसरी किया है। पर डे 1.5 करोड़ मास्क बना सके इतनी हमारी कैपेसिटी है। उसका प्रोडक्शन भी ऑलरेडी शुरू हो गया। देश में मास्क की कमी नहीं है, देश में ग्लोव्स की भी कमी होने की संभावना नहीं है। सैनिटाइजर भी देश में देश की आवश्यकता के अनुसार उपलब्ध है और देश में ऐसी कोई भी स्थिति ना खड़ी हो कि देश में क्राइसिस हो, उसको देखते हुए हम इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं।
धन्यवाद।
And in an attempt to contain the spread of coronavirus, a Janta curfew will come into effect from 7 in the morning till 9 p.m. tomorrow. And during this period, people are requested to avoid public places and stay at their houses for 14 hours. No passenger train will originate from any railway station in the country from midnight to 10 p.m. on Sunday in view of the day-long lockdown. This means around 2,400 passenger trains are cancelled in light of the Janta curfew. However, passenger train services already on run at 7 a.m. on the day will be allowed to run to their destinations. All the food plazas, the Jan Ahar stalls have been advised to be shut until further notice by IRCTC. Suburban services in Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Secunderabad shall be reduced to bare minimum level only to cater to essential travel. And the Delhi metro services will also be closed on Monday in view of the Janta curfew. Domestic carriers Go Air, Indigo and Vistara will also curtail domestic operations tomorrow when Janta curfew would be in force. And Bhutan and Nepal have pledged a contribution of $1 million each to the SAARC COVID-19 emergency fund proposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with an initial offer of $10 million to help combat the coronavirus pandemic in the region. Both Bhutan and Nepal have also reassured their full support and cooperation to do everything possible in close collaboration with all the SAARC nations to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. And now let's talk about the global situation. The death toll worldwide due to coronavirus has now exceeded 11,000. In total, there are 5,168 deaths across Europe, mostly in Italy, which is now the hardest hit country in the world with 3,405 fatalities. And the coronavirus death toll in Spain rose to 1,002 on Friday after 235 people died in 24 hours and the number of cases approached 20,000. Iran also announced 149 more fatalities, bringing its death toll to 1,433 amid nearly 20,000 confirmed cases. Meanwhile, the US announced on Friday that it was suspending all routine visa services around the world due to the global coronavirus pandemic. In the most drastic step yet, the US state of California was placed under lockdown to contain the fast-spreading coronavirus. The death toll in the country stands at 218 with more than 14,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. While China reported a second day with no new domestic cases since the virus appeared in the central city of Wuhan in December before spreading worldwide. And in Breakfast News, time for a very short break. We'll be right back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
Mythbusters. Myth. COVID-19 virus cannot be transmitted in areas with hot and humid climates. Yes, it can. From the evidence so far, the COVID-19 virus can be transmitted in all areas. Myth: cold weather and snow can kill the new virus. No, there is no reason to believe that cold weather can kill the new coronavirus or other related diseases. Myth: taking a hot bath prevents the new coronavirus disease. Not true. The best way to protect yourself against COVID-19 is by frequently cleaning your hands.
गंगा हमारी नदी है, हम इसे भगवान की तरह मानते हैं। अगर ये इतनी पवित्र है तो फिर ये इतनी गंदी क्यों है?
हमारे मंदिर का फूल जो है फेंका नहीं जाता है, कोई जैविक वाला ले जाता है तो कोई अगरबत्ती बनाने वाले ले जाते हैं।
वेस्ट से अच्छा रिसोर्स कुछ नहीं मिलता और हम जितना बेटर और जितनी जल्दी सीख लें इससे कि हम इसको क्या और बेटर यूज़ कर सकते हैं, उतना ही हम आगे फ्यूचर जनरेशन्स को सेव कर सकते हैं।
सेवा परमो धर्मा के इस एपिसोड में देखिए कैसे बदली फूलों ने तकदीरें। शनिवार शाम 5 बजे सिर्फ राज्यसभा टीवी पर।
Welcome back after the break, and now an update on the budget session of Parliament. Parliament on Friday passed the Central Sanskrit Universities Bill, which seeks to upgrade 3 deemed to be Sanskrit universities into central universities. Earlier this week, the bill was passed by a voice vote in the Rajya Sabha with some amendments. The bill, which was passed by Lok Sabha in December last year, was again taken up for the passage as it was amended by the upper house and passed with a voice vote on Friday. Speaking on the bill, HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said that the Modi government is committed to strengthen all Indian languages. And the Lok Sabha on Friday also passed a bill which seeks to confer the status of institution of national importance on 5 more IITs. Replying to the debate on the Indian Institutes of Information Technology Laws Amendment Bill 2020, Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said that such institutes have recorded 100% of placement. The minister also said that the quality of education was improving and the country was moving ahead in the areas of research and development.
मैं इस सदन को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि उच्च शिक्षा हो, चाहे स्कूली शिक्षा हो, तकनीकी शिक्षा हो और चाहे वो विज्ञान के क्षेत्र की जो हमारे आईसर के क्षेत्र में ये देश बहुत तेजी से प्रगति कर रहा है.
Proposes to bring 5 institutions under IIT Public-Private Partnership Act 2017, similar to the other 15 IITs established under the scheme in PPP mode. Leaders cutting across party lines took part in the discussion.
First is machine learning. Second is artificial intelligence. Third is blockchain technology. And then there is the Internet of Things. And then you have to also learn about data structure. These are absolutely new things. So these latest things have to be taught in our triplitis.
आपकी विशेष कृपा बरसे और बिहार में इस तरह की संस्थान और बढ़ाइए. आईआईटी खोला है, एक आईआईटी खोला है, अभी अपने संस्थान पीपी मूड में आप लाने का काम कर रहे हैं, और भी खोलिए. वहां आवश्यकता है सर, आबादी 11 करोड़ से अधिक है.
We are not focusing on developing our hardware. Wherever the IT sector is flourishing, we are giving more focus on the software mechanism, and that is the reason why most of the components are being imported, and that is the reason why we hardly manufacture computers, but we have become one of the masters of assembling different equipments and producing it and sending it to the market.
Let's get to some other news now. Kamal Nath on Friday quit as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, asked before the Supreme Court ordered floor test deadline. Governor Lalji Tandon accepted his resignation, which he had submitted at around 1 p.m. on Friday. The governor also asked Kamal Nath to continue as the caretaker Chief Minister till the new Chief Minister takes charge. His resignation brought an end to the 18-day-long political drama in the state. The Madhya Pradesh Assembly was also adjourned sine die after Kamal Nath stepped down as the state Chief Minister. The Kamal Nath-led Congress government had been reduced to a minority after the resignation of 22 rebel party MLAs.
लगभग 15 महीनों में मेरा प्रयास रहा कि हम प्रदेश को एक नई दिशा दें, प्रदेश की तस्वीर बदले। मेरे लगभग 40-45 साल के राजनीतिक जीवन में मैंने हमेशा विकास में विश्वास रखा।
स्थितियां मध्य प्रदेश की इतनी विस्फोटक हो गई कि कांग्रेस के मित्र इतने नाराज हो गए। प्रदेश की बदहाली देख के, दुरावस्था देख के। कमलनाथ जी मुख्यमंत्री थे, लेकिन उनके आसपास जो काम कर रहे थे श्री दिग्विजय सिंह जी, अब उनके कारण परिस्थिति ऐसी पैदा हो गई कि ये सरकार गिर गई और 1.25 साल में जनता ने भी ये महसूस किया कि हमारा प्रदेश तबाह और बर्बाद हुआ है।
And now our special segment on environment and climate change. Latest research by Stanford reveals that the influence of global warming on extreme weather events has been highly underestimated. Global warming is intensifying the occurrence of unprecedented hot spells and downpours faster than what was predicted by historical data and trends. New approaches for incorporating global warming into extreme weather analysis will help improve global risk management. For decades, engineers, land use planners and risk managers have used historical weather data to calculate the probability of extreme events. However, global warming is changing the atmosphere and oceans in many ways that may have already affected the odds of extreme weather conditions, rendering the already existing data irrelevant. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks so much for your time. We'll leave you with the weather updates from across the country. Thanks so much for watching.
The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given approval for